The full weight of the recent day's endeavours lies heavy upon my shoulders this evening. I can scarcely countenance how my efforts to end this dark episode have been thwarted. I confess that hearing the warder's solemn pronouncement felled me as surely as a blow from a cattleman's hammer. As I organise my thoughts to enter them into my diary tonight, looking back, I am pleased at how rational I was. A lifetime's training in academic study no doubt helping to strengthen my mind for an occasion such as these. I have no doubt that the calmness that flooded through me was the Lord God himself holding me in his hands and giving me his support at a time when I needed it most severely. Whatever examination of my benevolent intention that will be carried out later, I knew I had my duty to do. But I cannot shake the thought that slid uninvited into my mind as a louse creeps onto a hat, that the villagers, for all that I did for them, are even now whispering their secret celebrations to the wind to be carried the world o'er. Do they believe they are safe from the heat of the fire of truth? That their secret is buried in the darkness of her grave? How many of them are now on his side? How many have escaped God's justice today when the deal stole Lilius's last breath? I will brook no argument that Lilius did not confess. When exhorted to tell the truth, I heard her say, "What I am to say shall be as true as the sun is in the firmament." I know she wanted absolution. I know she wanted to tell me that she had met the deal and renounced her baptism and lay with him many times. The records will show that she did. The truth lies heavy in her heart alongside her other sins. But she was nothing but an ugly old wretch, doomed to ignominy and perdition. So why her? I cannot shake the apprehension that the deal chose her for a greater purpose than just to claim another soul for his already vast collection. Surely one as powerful as he would want to test his strength against a more worthy foe. Whatever carnal satisfaction he gained, surely his mind was left untouched. Now to put a weak woman in an evil hour, so easily she subscribed to his charms. So was she but bait? The weariness that is upon me tonight is most heavy, yet it was the men who undertook the physical task of disposing of the body. As the sky cried, they told away with a stoic silence. Nothing but the occasional grunt or curse when the mud stuck to their spades or a rock hidden under the surface unexpectedly jarred their arms. I noted that the mud oozed back into the grave hole as they dug, as if trying to refill itself, as if even that God-forsaken place was reluctant to accept her. As the stone was placed over a final bed, I said a small prayer and bestowed upon them thanks and rewarded them for their endeavours. As we made our way back across the mud and sea wrack, the discomfort of the cold, wet muck seeping into my boots, the villagers, who had stood silently watching from the Tory Park like cormorants on the rocks, heads bowed before the grey light of the cloud-hidden sun, wheeled away and lost themselves in the narrow winds of the village. I know who they are, of course, their shapes and identities making them clear to me. I have watched them wander in and out of each other's houses or when they worked on the bleachers. I watch as they depart the church also, heads close, whispering secret jokes, smothering cackles into their ungloved hands. I will have to closely observe them this service. Is it those villagers whose eyes dipped and slid away from mine who are in his league? There will be no in the morning for Lilius. I shall make that clear. The stone that keeps her spirit from returning does not and never shall bear her name. She said that her eyes grew dim in those last few sad hours. Soon the memory of her will be dimmed by and lost to history, to naught but the Lord God himself, even if her soul burns forever in the devil's lair. O Lord, I beseech you to forgive me if I have failed in my duty to protect the village. but I cannot leave the village yet. My base desertion will leave them exposed and unprotected to the full malice of the deal. Lord, I pray for fortitude to dispel the darkness that cloaks me this wretched day. I pray also that you give me strength to carry on with your good work here in the village of Torryburn. Rev Logan, 3rd of September, 1704.